Alright, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're all having a great day, and welcome to a brand new episode of Breakdown. And today we are going to be going over the Type-25. Now, Type-25 is a fairly good weapon, and with Gunsmith you can practically make it into anything. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the Type-25 was first introduced in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, obviously, we all know Black Ops 2 was a heavily popular game, and, it's a fan favorite of many players in, the Call of Duty franchise. Now, in Black Ops 2, it wasn't really seen as the greatest weapon. At the beginning, nobody used it because it wasn't very good, but then after several buffs, it became a viable weapon. Now, ever since then, the Type-25 has been brought back into Call of Duty Mobile, and we're going to be going over it. Alrighty, so I know everybody's going to be a little bit confused, saying what happened to mobility? Well, here's the thing. The reason Type-25 was always seen as a great weapon is because mobility-wise, it was king. It was truly the best out of all the other assault rifles when it came down to the mobility category. But we want to make sure that we have accuracy, control, and range on this weapon, just because it's very difficult to control the accuracy and range of this weapon. It's crazy. It's all over the place. And I would put laser, but I just want to make sure that our accuracy and control are heavily focused upon. Now, to increase the time to kill, what I also did was focus upon that damage range. Now, yes, I could have went ahead and focused on mobility a bit, but when I actually tested out this weapon, mobility wasn't even negatively impacted, barely, actually non-existent. You know what I mean? The negative impact of me bringing down that mobility score was really not there. You couldn't really notice it. But this weapon has had a lot of positivities attached to it now with this new class setup. So we're going to be going over them in the following order as usual. Let's first go over the actual recoil pattern, hip fire, and then ADS, and then controlling the ADS. Okay, so this is the base weapon with no attachments. Hip fire, it's workable, it's whatever, there's nothing about it. And then when we aim down the sights and don't control the recoil, you can obviously see it just skyrockets. Now when we try to control it, it gets a little bit tighter, but it's actually pretty difficult to control. Now with our class, look at how much tighter the hip fire actually is. And then let's say we want to aim down the sights, which we will be doing so right now. When we aim down the sights and don't control it, it's actually a little bit workable. It doesn't kick up as much, and it's actually a little bit better, far better if you ask my opinion. And since we know the pattern, it's going to be easy to actually control the recoil when we're in ADS mode. And look at this, look at how much tighter it gets. It's an absolute laser when you're, able to actually control it, and that's a really good positive with this class setup. So, second display here. Now we're going to be going over the actual reload speed. When it comes down to the reload speed, we get a number roughly in between 1.70 seconds to 1.72 seconds. So, in general, it's actually a pretty fast reload speed, nothing too crazy about that. When it comes down to the actual RPM, meaning, rounds per minute, we get roughly between 760 to 766 RPM, meaning bullets per minute that's, actually shot. So it's actually looking pretty cool over here, looking pretty nice, because, the strong part of this weapon is the fact that it shoots like an SMG. It doesn't have crazy damage, which we will be getting into right after this, but that RPM is really going to save it and really show the positives out of it, which is really key over here. So when we actually get into the actual damage and the damage range, you're going to be seeing what's up on your screen right now. We're going to be comparing the base, as you can see right now, at the distance of 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 meters. So 5 meters, depending on what you shoot at, it takes 4 to 5 shots, and then 10 meters, 5 shots, 20 meters, 5 to 6, and then etc, etc. You guys can read the rest. When it comes down to the class, as you can see, we actually take up one less bullet at 10 meter range, one less bullet at 20 meter range, and 1 less bullet at both the 30 and 40 meter range. Now of course this does come down to a number of other factors which we will be discussing right now as well. So I actually want to talk about why I think this class setup is actually really good, because you may be telling me, okay, but 1 less bullet doesn't really mean anything. Well, don't forget, you have far better accuracy now with this class setup as well. Far tighter hipfire spread, as well as when you're aiming down the sights, when you try to control the recoil, it'll be far easier to control and far tighter, meaning more bullets will go into your enemy. And the fact that we need 1 less bullet to actually shoot means, overall, even there, a faster time to kill, aside from our better, accuracy and control. Additionally, I do want to say one more thing, which is the fact that this weapon has a really fast time to kill. So even though you may be telling me, oh, but there are so many bullets I have to put in them, like good God, I have to put 6 bullets in them at the 40 meter range, that's a lot. You're right about that, but don't forget that this weapon, it has a very fast fire rate. For an assault rifle to have the fire rate that this guy over here has, it's very impressive, so do not forget that. The Type-25 is a very good weapon. I really do like this gun, and I kind of do wish I got the legendary version of it. Or no, not really, just because I do like the gold on this gun. But one more thing, I do want to talk about the ADS speed, which I will be displaying up on your screen right now, which lies in between 0.27 to 0.31 seconds. So, overall, the ADS time is very good as well. In general, the way I want to wrap up this video is the fact that the Type-25 is a very good, very viable weapon, and paired up with the class setup that you saw in today's video over here for episode 3 of Breakdown, it comes out as overall a very good, viable, and consistent weapon, because that's the key over here, making a consistent class. Because, at the end of the day, we all want to win. Anyways, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and stay tuned for episode 4.